Hey, how we doing, guys?
Hey, good morning,
Joe here.
Kevin.
So Succession. This has
Yeah.
been an interesting season to say the least.
Well, I love the fact, and this is just great writing, and I should have known that my expectations are off for this show,
Yeah,
and so for the resolution, so I have no idea where it's going at this point, which is what you want in a television show, right?
absolutely. And the show's always done that. It's always been unexpected.
Hmm.
It's always subverted your expectations. When
Right.
you think it's going one way, it's going to go another.
Sure.
And we've made a lot of predictions with this season because of the power dynamics.
Right.
Obviously, the siblings. The three of them are supposed to be running things, right?
Right.
Really, it's Roman and Ken, but Siobhan's like, I want in on this too. And they're like, of course, of course. But we saw in the last two episodes, that's just not the case.
No, no, these two guys are scheming together for sure.
Well, more so, well, I guess it is the two guys, but Ken
No,
himself also has stuff up his sleeves. He has stuff
yeah,
that he's
no,
not
no,
telling them.
yeah, yeah. The destroy dad's legacy thing,
Yeah.
which I don't know if that's actually for a purpose or if that's just Ken wanting to mess with dad's legacy in general.
I
Because
think that's just
it's
Ken dealing with his daddy issues.
yeah, just revenge daddy issues.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I kind of like where we are right now in that the company's forced to being sold, and the two brothers are miserable because that was the one thing they didn't want to happen.
Yeah.
Not because it doesn't make financial sense, because it does. They should be happy, but again, they're letting their father issues really kind of cloud their judgment right now.
They had the deal of a lifetime because Matson, out of spite, offered that insane deal. What was it, like one ninety
He
two?
yeah, he added $5 per share of the stock, which is going to be a ridiculous amount of money on a company that large.
And I love that Shiv is like kind of has this alliance with Matt. Well, she has an alliance with Matson.
Yeah,
And
now, yeah.
where that's going, I don't know. I don't know what the end game is here.
Well, I would say this. Now that the company's sold,
Yeah,
I don't think it's Shiv on the outside
it's not
anymore.
official yet.
Right. It's not official yet, and things could still blow up. But if it does go through, I think the dynamic changes. I don't think Roman and
Can't have much
Ken have
sway.
much sway. Now all of a sudden, I think it switches, and
It's Shiv.
Shiv's the one with actually more pull because she's the only one of the siblings that Matson actually likes.
You know what's incredible about the show is the first three seasons. It felt like all the siblings were competing with one another, and in many ways competing with their father over
Right.
who's going to get the throne. Right?
Right.
Even in his death, they're still fighting over the throne.
Yep.
And it's not a two-seater. I mean, I know that Roman and Ken are sitting in the captain's chair now, but it's also like there's only room for one. It seems like,
Yeah.
and I would not be surprised at all if we get a lot of backstabbing and a lot of
Oh,
betrayal.
yeah. I think there's going basically what the show's going to give us is this. I think there's a path moving forward where things work out for all of them, and right now the path seems to be sell it,
Yeah,
take your billions of dollars, and go do something else, either together
anything
or
else?
yeah, because you guys were talking about it before. Go do your own thing. You can make a startup of anything with the amount of money they're going to have,
Yeah.
right? Anything. And just let this one go. But they're not going to be able to stop fighting with each other. They're not going to get out of their own way in their delusion and their pride and their stubbornness.
Be-
It's going to keep them from actually achieving what they should be striving to achieve.
so Logan kept him at a distance
Yeah,
always.
for sure.
I think the closest person was the only one that really got close to his position was Ken.
Right.
Whenever season one, when we
Right at
talked
the
about how he,
beginning. Right. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. And so why would they want it now? They're 30, 35, 40, 40 years old and
Right.
they want this position. It's a position they've always been on the outside of. Why would you want it now? You've never had it, you know? And that's just my perspective, but living
Because
in your father's
that's
shadow,
the thing. Right. I think all three of them are trying to measure up to their father in some way.
and in many ways you don't want to. He was the devil,
Yeah.
you know, like you
Yeah.
don't
In
want to.
some ways, you're measuring down to him for sure. Yeah.
So that's a dynamic on a show that we really don't really explore often.
No.
It's always done like I'm not gonna say The Godfather, not gonna say it, but like in shows like that, it's always like it's a great man. The
Right.
kids want to live up to be, you know, like I want to be this great man, and then like the story is always a tragedy because they end up being the opposite of the great man,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Or in The Godfather, you actually do even end up living up to the great man, and it
But
turns out,
you're evil. That's the
right,
thing.
he's
That's
not really
always the twist, you
right.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that I think one of the beauties of the show is the idea that Logan is actually not somebody anyone should aspire to be.
No,
He was not a happy man. He didn't die a happy man. He fought the world right up until the bitter end.
he was his own personal tragedy, really.
You're right. He alienated everyone that cared about him or should have cared about him.
Yeah,
I mean, even Shiv and Kendall told him on the phone as he was dying
I can't forgive
how
you.
yeah how upset they were at him.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
only one that was well, Roman told him off before he died.
everyone told him off
And
before he
he
died.
felt bad about it. He's
Right.
like, "You're a good man. You're a great man."
Yeah.
And that was one of the saddest parts of that episode.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure. The death of Logan didn't bother me emotionally at all
Those kids were
because
rough.
I think Logan's awful, but their reaction to it was rough. Like,
Yeah,
because these were like people that have never understood their relationship with their own father, and they definitely didn't understand how to handle him passing.
they never
And
will.
that being the end of it. No,
They never will.
no, absolutely. There's nothing healthy there.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to welcome some new Patreon subscribers for the last few days, guys? So, Hawk, Lewis Taylor, Rahul Palnitkar, and Lawson. Thanks, guys, and welcome. We really appreciate you being here with us.
You guys are the best. If you're watching us on
Yes.
YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the new content we've coming your way.
Absolutely. If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and every other episode, we're about done with the whole run. We'll have all 4 seasons up over on Patreon.
We will.
Please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. You will need to watch along with us on another device. We're still getting some flack from people about not understanding that. When you sign up for Patreon, you're going to have to pull up on whatever device you watch television on and watch along with us on a separate device. That's why we sync and say 1, 2, 3, start, so that we're all on the same page. We can't show you the show.
We would show it if we could.
Yeah, but copyright will not allow it. That's not us being mean. It's us following the copyright laws of the land in which we live. All right. For those of you watching on Patreon, welcome back, guys. We're going to go ahead and begin episode 6 as we plow right ahead towards the end of the show here.
Wow, really flying through.
Bringing an offer over 144, net result, happiness.
This
Yes,
last episode was
increasing
incredible, by the way.
exponentially
It was a
each
really fun
additional
one.
dollar until such time
Right.
as Carl creams his pants while dropping.
Carl should be happy. He's got a big paycheck
Yeah,
coming.
so he's out, Frank's out,
Right,
Hugo's out, I believe.
right.
Jerry and Carolina are the ones that are saying.
To Jared Menken's campaign, get rid of it. It's a toxic asset.
I have it on good authority. There's a kill list.
I'm going in.
There is a kill list.
He's good.
No.
Here's the deal. If they could have turned it down, they would, but there's no way that would have worked.
Oh!
Oh, we're getting Brian Cox.
Yes.
Could you maybe sound more excited when you say the word excited?
Oh, wow. Imagine hearing that
Yeah.
after he's passed.
Can we watch it again, actually? Absolutely. Good to see you, Dad.
It really is, honestly.
Yeah.
It's,
For us, yeah.
It's almost like it's like a masochistic relationship with Kendall and his father, right?
For sure.
He almost
yeah.
enjoys the abuse. Like, obviously he doesn't, but at the same
Right.
time, it's like, that's the way
He's just
Logan
used
shows
to it.
affection,
I mean,
you know?
Roman is a
The same way.
Yeah.
He gets physically assaulted by his dad. Or has been many times.
he's a
you know?
masochist. Yeah.
Yeah. It's dysfunction. And I just caught that Alexander Skarsgård is actually in the main title screen now.
This is
deserves to be.
This is kind of his season. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because the show is a show of antagonists, right?
Right.
And then when you have his character Mattson introduced, like he's supposed to be the antagonist of the show, but in many ways, he's not the bad guy here. I mean, he's arrogant.
Yeah, he's unlikable like everyone else on the show.
For sure. So since nothing dies in Hollywood, do you think that we'll ever get some other Succession project, whether it be a prequel or spin-off of some sorts?
I think it'd be hard to do for a while simply because
It just ended.
well, it's HBO and they're doing so many Game of Thrones spin-offs and prequels and stuff right
They
now
are.
that I think it would almost be like eye rolling to like, oh, we're gonna do one for
Immediately?
everything now. Yeah.
I can see in 10 years them
Right,
being
exactly, like
"Here's
down the
prequels
road,
of Young
right.
Logan.
Yeah.
Oh. No shoes.
He's walking across the tarmac with no
Hey.
shoes.
That's a good looking dude though.
He is. I always love billionaires who try to look like they're not trying to look rich.
I know, right? It's just me and my jeggings.
Just-
yeah.
yeah. Just me and my $5,000 sunglasses
Joggers, I
and
guess.
messy hair.
Yeah.
You know, the whole product launch investor thing.
Living Plus.
Yeah.
They have a weird chemistry. They really
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Bye.
I think he's kind of looking for a number 2. Like he doesn't want to.
No, I think he trusts her to be inside more than obviously the two boys.
So if he has her on the inside, then
Yeah.
basically she could be running the company for him.
Right. And I think she sees that too.
With person.
They're trying to get out of the deal.
Character. Given everything else
Well.
and so on. Tweets, drug rumors.
That's bold coming from you, Kendall.
Right.
All right, so now they know something's up.
Well, Shiv does
Yeah.
for sure. Well, because he said that they were acting unprofessional.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry, we didn't mention. We were hoping to keep things dry.
Oh,
Once again, she might be the smartest person in the family.
I think she is. I think
She's
as the
does. It's
sibling,
just
she's the
it's just an
smartest.
experience thing.
Yeah, she was kind of like lashing against her father for so long that
Sure.
it's too late.
Yeah.
She could have easily been running the company now.
You're scheduling your grief?
That's so
Come on,
sad.
Tom.
just fuck off.
That's
yeah?
what she's doing,
Yeah,
though.
right.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. I don't have time to cry.
Come on.
That relationship is so weird.
Well, it's not like she can really be vulnerable with anybody anyway.
I know, not even her husband,
Right.
but he's still there for her. It's so weird. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
This is weird. Their dynamic is strange.
You know, there's someone on Twitter that's like goals,
Yeah, right, yeah.
relationship goals.
For sure.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that something? Can we see drafts, Jay?
Yeah.
Give me the double.
I know they're not being very specific on whatever this land cruise thing is, but it sounds terrible.
It kind of sounds like a retirement home.
Something like that,
Yeah.
right?
All right, sprinkle some sugar. Full
Yeah,
of
will do.
confidence. Yeah?
Gotta up our velocity, man.
Yeah. I mean, even she should be able to come up with a mega hit from a couple extra content.
To work in this place.
I know, right? Ugh. I would love to do like a studio lot tour like that, though. That'd
Oh,
be
for
kinda
sure.
fun. A golf cart. He's just sitting in the back, all driving Miss Daisy style.
Right? I've got my own golf cart driver.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is the company wishes to terminate your employment.
Oh my
HR
god.
will be in touch to start the.
What? Because she questioned? That's insane.
This is
Oh,
where he goes on one of his meets things.
Build me a living plus house.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
He's very
Uh-huh.
theatrical.
Yeah,
As
he is.
in,
He was going to crucify Billy Joel last season.
Right?
Small.
Oh my god.
I would hate to work for these guys. I would
Right?
hate to
Oh,
work
it'd
for
be the
these
worst.
guys. Yeah.
For any of them. For
Right.
Logan, for them. Oh my
Yes.
god.
It's just toddlers with power and money.
No kidding. Imagine bartending at that party.
Right.
I met Bob Iger.
Yeah, right. He didn't tip.
Yeah, right. Wonder how Kendall Roy and Roman Roy feel about the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
this is juicy as fuck, Rome.
Yeah.
We're gonna
These
work
two
through the
idiots
night.
should not be in charge of anything.
No, they should
Hey,
not.
are you,
All right,
and,
we're
you
Team
okay to show
Madsen
face
now.
at the reception?
Right. So that's what they're doing. They're going to blow up the company so that it's worthless.
I can see everything.
Good. So, I think you should know. I think we should let Joey go.
That's insane. That was really well written, though.
Yeah, it was.
To dry land and provide a significant
I think he got to
boost
her,
the
though. He's like,
earnings
this is
of
where I
our
stand.
Okay,
Fox
you
division.
can stop it. So that's
We can love
so
each other,
what we
but I'm
wanted to
gonna
say,
always choose
we
money
wanted
over
to say
you.
double
Right.
the earnings.
Make him say something he didn't
Yeah,
say.
and we can't make him a deep fake right now.
Yeah.
Great.
Is Kendall going to get himself into a minimum security white collar prison?
I feel like that might be where we're
That's what I'm saying. It's like this is actually illegal
Well-
to artificially inflate the value of the stock by
before
changing
the
numbers.
actual like. What is this? A conference?
Yeah,
A presentation?
right.
Uh,
It's like a rollout.
yeah, man. All right, well, screw it. Somebody's got to go to jail, right?
Might as well be Kendall. He's
Yeah.
begging for it.
All these accountants and people that work under them deserve medals of honor. Jesus,
Well, I feel like all these accountants are going to be testifying against the
Yeah,
boss here in not
yeah.
long.
without a problem.
Right? I will turn states. This
Yeah.
freaking guy made me do
You
this.
told me to pull numbers out of my butt. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's you're in imagination land now, Kendall. You gotta,
Kendall is out of control here.
This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough.
I'm embarrassed for him. This is
Yeah.
so much worse than if he would have just sung Billy Joel.
He was without a cross
Yeah.
and a suit. Oh man,
He's wearing a flight suit out to say some idiotic stuff.
man. Yeah, he's gonna promise eternal life while wearing a top, like dresses at a Top Gun or something.
God, this is nuts.
for America
You know, it could
It's
end up
gonna it's gonna do the opposite effect. The stock's not gonna go unreachable. It's
Yeah.
gonna drop.
he could end up in a psych ward at the end of the show. That could be a thing.
Seriously, he should not be in charge
Great
of
song.
anything.
No, he should not be in charge of anything.
He's got walkout music.
Public enemy of everything else. Yeah, the rich CEO is walking out to Public Enemy. That's
Right.
rich. I mean, he handled it well. That whole social media and real life
As
thing
well
is kind
as
of
you
weird.
could, yeah.
I mean, he compared your living your little environment to the Holocaust, so that's not great.
Right.
Oh.
Fucking wait, please.
Sorry?
Big goddamn doofus. Great job.
I don't even remember it, you know? It's kind of a blur.
There's no reason that should have worked, and it did.
Well, it's funny because Roman wasn't in on it because he didn't tell him about the whole Logan video.
Right.
The Logan video, I think, got him a lot of leeway too,
It did, for sure.
because what it was not what he promised.
Nope.
Like, as far as Logan knew.
I want to make what I think is a fairly historic announcement. I'm convinced that Roman Roy has a micro dick.
Are these two weirdos going to work it out?
I part of me hopes they do, but at
Right.
the same time, they're just so miserable.
They're miserable.
But I feel like they came to an understanding. Tom's like, I chose money because I like nice things. Like,
Yeah.
I love you, but like, you don't want to go live in a trailer park.
Right, yeah.
You're the same as me. You know, trading all
Right.
your jewels.
I like this version of the song.
Uplifting.
Yeah. This is maybe Kendall's first real triumphant moment on the show.
It is. It's his first big win.
Yeah.
And I just put it together. It's him floating on the water finally.
Yeah.
He's been sinking this whole time, and he
Yeah.
finally has a moment to like be above the current, you know? That was really good. You know what? I'm happy for Ken. He actually pulled it off
I am too. I didn't see that coming
at
And-
all.
And can we just say, not only was the writing perfection in this episode,
Truly.
but Jeremy Strong's performance, he
Great,
he
man.
rode that line of being uncomfortable and cringy perfectly, like he always does on this show.
Always, because he's always either like way too far or he's like super
that-
intense.
and
And
that-
this is a
yeah.
good combination of all.
And that transition into triumph was so subtle that I was having a hard time finding the moment. Like, wait a minute, is this actually starting to work?
Yeah.
Because it was so uncomfortable for a moment, for a long moment.
Yeah.
And like we even had the commentary from the siblings and stuff of like, oh my god, this is terrible. I can't watch this.
Yeah.
To him actually winning the day,
Right?
in
It's
the same speech in a very short period of time.
and we said it a couple episodes ago. It's like maybe with him, with his father passing away, he can finally step out of his dad's shadow and be his own person.
Yeah, and
It kind of feels that way.
well, I mean, it's really good writing because we've seen him flop every time.
Yeah.
Like for 4 seasons now, we've seen him try to take big shots and fail at everything.
Because of himself.
And so we expected it,
Yeah.
right? Hey, what about They Live Forever? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Walk
And
it
the
back.
stuff with the set and the clouds and the jackets and everyone's like backing away from him.
Yeah.
It's like this is going to be a disaster. And the one time we were definitely sure he's not going to pull this off, he
Yeah.
does.
Because-
It's great.
Out of everything he's actually like tried to do, this is the most absurd.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked. And like we said at the beginning of the episode, the show subverts expectations so
It does.
well.
Well, like the thing with that build the house there, I was getting like flashbacks to his crappy birthday party with the tree house and
Yeah, me
everything. I'm like,
too.
are we doing this again, you
Yeah.
idiot? Have you learned nothing?
Well, even that he didn't follow through. He
No.
canceled it, you know, and I'm glad that he didn't cancel it. I'm glad that he actually, took a chance on himself because he does have big ideas. Maybe not all of them are great, but at the same time, you want to fraud the number, you want to make fraudulent numbers. It might work out now.
Well, it's Carl certainly didn't balk. He said, if you say anything up there that I don't agree with, I'm gonna burn you.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
It's weird because his dad would always say stuff like that to him, but it was never like go do it. It was
Right.
always like don't do it because
Right.
I will bury you. Carl's like it's on you.
Yeah, he was. It was
You
on
better
you.
come through.
Good luck. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think Roman's kicking himself now because he's like, I should have took a bet on my brother because now he's getting the spotlight,
Right.
and it's so that
Yeah.
was very powerful to end the episode with him floating above the water because he's always had such an interesting relationship with
Right.
water, right?
Yeah. And Roman definitely lost in that episode.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's why he kept playing that video of his dad
Right.
being like, always gets it wrong.
Yeah. If we float, you think back to him when he was floating on his face in the water and almost drowned when he
Yeah.
was, drunk and stoned. And
Now it's the opposite. Things
Yeah.
are looking up, man.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how that continues. We still have what, 4 episodes left?
We do. Certainly puts a chink in Matson and Shiv's armor there. So we'll see what they have planned. It's weird that like they have like this Cold War going on.
Right.
I don't know. If the show continues and the Roys keep Waystar, I don't see it being them being friendly. All like all
No.
big happy.
There's
family.
going to be no happy ending here for sure. No, there is no such thing as a happy ending here.
It'll
They may
likely be
keep the company,
Yeah.
but no one's going to be happy.
I think if they keep the company, they're all disbanded and they're all like hating each other. But if they actually do sell the company, there's a chance for them to actually be happy and
Right.
be individuals.
I agree with that, and I think Matson really blew it. You know,
I mean, he tweeted a Holocaust.
he
joke.
tweeted, yeah, he
That's
tweeted a
pretty
Holocaust.
dark.
He tweeted a Holocaust joke, and the simple fact that he took it back down and realizes that he knew what he was doing and he knew what he did blew up in his face.
Yeah, and it should have even said it. You're drawing too much attention to this.
Yeah,
So it kind of helped Kendall out in the long run.
it did. It did.
Yeah.
We've got a kind of a new direction of everything moving forward from here. This definitely ends at a different place than the last episode did, where the two brothers were defeated and getting and
Very much so.
and yeah, Matson had beaten them, and now it seems possible, at least a little bit,
They
that
got a little
Kendall's kind of
juice now.
flipped it. Yeah,
little
absolutely.
juice.
They got juice. All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.